Panthernato. What it do? What it do? What it did? Did he through? How he threw? Is he through? Part do. Um, did a video yesterday. Well, actually, this is like the double header to that. And I wasn't gonna drop this one, but I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. You should not be surprised if we go another way than what is being projected. There is no logical reason for us to pick a Bryce Young. So I'm just sorry, it isn't. It isn't. There's no logical reason. There's no no. If what you've done on your college tape is just enough for you to be the number one draft pick, then why not draft Stenham Bennett? Two netties back to back look mighty hot damn good on tape.
I fell down.
If that's what we're going by.
I fell down.
And again, I will say that what you are majoring in college, nah. Nope. So I would move you guys, and a lot of people are probably in front of Bryce Young, and the media wants you to believe otherwise. The media really wants you to believe otherwise. I don't know if it's the fact that he's from Bama, and we're living in a day and age where, Bama just got to have somebody predicted to go number one, even if they ain't getting championships. That's I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't get it. Anyway, I'm moving right along. We're moving something else. I told you yesterday about AR-15 and how he could be the pick. I told you that, period, point blank, all this staff has to do is to believe in their confidence and have confidence in themselves to get him to where he needs to be. And that's what I said. And I stand on that 10 toes down. And I have a reason now, more so than any other time, to stand on that 10 toes down. And maybe if you, you could just say, I'm just a Panther podcaster, YouTuber, whatever you want to call me. Well, guess what, baby? This Panther podcaster got a little something on the stick. But you ain't got to take my word for it. Let me let's see how you feel about hearing it from our new head coach. Because see, I'm gonna set this up for you real quick. So when you move up to one, you basically have a choice of how you want to play it. Now you can get out here and act all Brody and say it with your chest, or we on this one for real. You know what I'm saying? We on this one. You know, this is what we doing. Now you can say that, but don't let something happen change your mind. Okay? But they've already said that they are not interested in trading that pick away. So that's pretty much a lock. Pretty much a lock for number one. Now, let me see how I can say this. So as a JOMC guy, for those of you that don't know, that's journalism and mass communication. That was my degree from North Carolina A&T State University. I know how this game is played as far as the media is concerned, and the goal in this atmosphere, when you're dealing with a team that has the number one pick, you want to get the goods. You want that team to give you the goods. You want to be the one to ask the question in the room, and you want to be the one to make them slip and tell you what they were trying to hold so close to vest. And you're going to try it. Your colleagues are going to try it. But I'm going to tell you what happens over time. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday. This one journalist, he said, all right, I'm just going to throw something out. I'm just going to say something. And I'm going to see if I can get to where Coach Reich's head is at. It's amazing because it really reminded me of my dad. My dad taught me couple of chess moves, not to the point where I'm fluent to play it, but I would watch him play other people. And even when he and I played checkers, I can relate to that more. He would do this thing where excuse me. Sorry. Oh, God. He would do this thing where we be playing, and and I look up all of a sudden, and I end up having to king him. And then I look up all of a sudden, I'd have to end up kinging him again. And before you know it, he got about 2 or 3 kings compared to my one. And I'm stuck in trouble. And I just can't even move. And he would say these words. Coming to my web, said the spider to the fly. I could not stand when he said that, because it was over with. It was done. It was with that tic-tac-toe, when he played other people in chess, when he was playing bid with or somebody. My daddy was a minister, pastor, salt of the earth. He's one of those pastors that actually did actual work, going seeing people in the hospital, preparing his word Saturday night. He ain't one of those that got a whole bunch of money doing it either. Like, it wasn't never that. You know what I'm saying? But he actually did the work. But you know what I'm saying? When he played little games and stuff, he gonna talk junk. And one of his famous sayings was, "Come into my web," said the spider to the fly. God, I wish I just had one more day with that dude. I didn't mean to go here, y'all. I'm sorry. He's been gone soon to be 11 years, and I can't shake it, man. It just creeps up on me sometimes. I didn't think it would be creeping up on me while I'm doing this. But anyway, that's kind of what this journalist did yesterday with Frank Reich. He said, okay, I know they're going to try to keep it tight to vest. Everybody going to try to ask the question. I'm just going to ask it a different way, and I'm going to see if he still play it close to vest or if he give us a little something. Well, the end decision is tight to vest. But yesterday, Frank opened his vest a little bit. And you know how Pop on Boomerang had all the line. We saw what the lining said. And the lining is saying what TD said. The lining is saying what Sheena Quick reported. But again, you ain't got to take my word for it. Let's listen to Frank if you hadn't seen it already.
Frank, when you're evaluating Anthony Richardson, how do you balance his upside versus his development he has to have?
I'm sorry, the first name?
Anthony Richardson.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's my fault. He's an exciting player. Even before the combine, watching his tape, there are plays and throws all over the tape that scream top pick, top of the draft pick. And
what, Frank? Wait a minute, hold on. Even before the combine, he screams what? Can you repeat that, Frank?
Even before the combine, watching his tape, there are plays and throws all over the tape that scream top pick.
Did y'all hear that? I am about to cook. Or as Rashad would say, I'm about to pod. But I prefer to cook. Actually, I already have. Got some eggs, some bacon, got some cinnamon raisin bread. Oh, so good. I will give y'all some if y'all were here, but But anyway. It confirms what I've been saying. I said yesterday in the video. Go play it back. We were fine at 9 before the combine. What we doing first week of free agency? We re-signed Bradley Bozeman, what else we do? Everything's been such a blur. That's really the only memorable thing that I can remember right now. We signed some other players. I think, Shaq redid his deal, things of that nature, everything, Moving up to 1 just wasn't a priority. We were fine at 9 before the combine because at that time, bars! Because at that time, what Frank is saying is that there is a guy that screams number 1 overall pick, but he's going to get slept on and will basically fall to us at 9. Go ahead, continue, Frank.
That's a credit to him. That's a credit to him. I think he has upper body mechanics that are really solid. Obviously his completion percentage is lower than you want at this level, but I don't get too discouraged at things like that.
Oh, so Frank, so this whole completion percentage thing, that don't rattle you too much. So it sounds like to me that you are confident in your abilities and the abilities of Coach McCowan to get this guy to where he needs to be. Where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that before?
His less collegiate experience is a plus, meaning that it's less collegiate experience that has to be deprogrammed, number one. Number two, if you have the brass in the room that has that quarterback expertise, such as ours, they may have every confidence in themselves that they can make him into the quarterback that he needs to be.
Excuse me, people. You know who I got to give some credit to real quick? And I don't know his name. Whoever asked that question. I'm about to bring y'all into my world as a journalism and mass communications major. That guy played the perfect game of coming to my website, The Fighter to the Fly. He didn't ask Frank who he wanted. He didn't come in here and say, Frank, so it's rumored that everybody likes Anthony Richardson. He didn't come that way. He said, no. I'm going to throw this bait at him a whole nother different way. And I'm going to see what that pulls out of him. And it pulled out a lot. It pulled out a lot, as you saw. He could have went into saying that, about his athleticism. He could have started with that. He could have started with all of those great things and all of his great attributes. But the first thing that comes out of his mouth is that the guy's play screams top pick even before the combine. So what y'all think happens after he just takes the combine the freak over? When this pick is made on April 27th, trying to prepare y'all that your draws and your jaws don't drop to the floor. And they shouldn't. They shouldn't. Everybody with this perception that you don't move to number one for Anthony Richardson, it is now quiet time for that. It is now quiet time for that. And I mean that respectfully to Panther fans, podcasters, YouTube. Y'all need to dead that mentality. Because what you just saw and what you just heard was that just as it says in the scripture, Reich's ways, not our ways. Reich's thoughts, not our thoughts. Bring your minds in. I'm trying to get you to focus in on what very well could happen. I addressed the why already. And Frank addressed the why. So if this happens, your jaw should not drop. Some people think it should be a Tepper decision. Tepper just recently started making sound decisions. I'm not even going to go there today. I'm not even. Should it be a Scott Fitterer decision? No. It has been said before that a new coach should be able to pick their quarterback. As much has been said before. I disagree with that. Because when you have a coach that has never coordinated in the NFL, never head coached in the NFL, sorry, that guy shouldn't have say so over who the QB is. Especially when you have an MVP quarterback already in the room. He should have no authority over who the QB is, and definitely should not have the authority to get rid of that quarterback without having coached with that quarterback. Give him a year or two, and then you increase his authority to do so. However, that didn't happen, did it? Guy came in here that was barely an assistant for a year for the Giants, the year after they won the Super Bowl, might I add. Went on the college tour. David Tepper interviewed Eric Bieniemy twice, and then took a field trip to Texas. Came back full of state and a new head coach. Again, people express their angst about Nicole Tepper being in the room with these decisions. Well, again, Nicole, I believe, got more sense than he do about football matters, because she cried when Cam got released. So she's cleared in the room now so that he doesn't mess this up again. But on that account, I guess I gotta kind of agree with y'all and say there should neither one of them be in the hot dang room. In fact, I will go on record as saying this. We already know who the pick should definitely not be. It definitely shouldn't be Bryce Young. How his stock does not go down after a horrible pro day and not throwing in the combine and having size deficiencies, I don't know. That usually does not happen. When the logical is not happening that should happen, you have to look to the nefarious. Something's going on. I'm not quite sure if the Bama people are paying all these media guys to project this stuff, but his stock should definitely have dropped if it didn't. It just should have dropped. I'm sorry. So there's that part. But I will go on full record to say that the pick should be Anthony Richardson. And I say this because if you're going to give a coach who is his first time head coaching in the NFL, never called a play, never been to a coach's meeting, never really attended a combine in a coach's position or a coordinator's position for that matter. If you're going to give that guy, unproven, the authority to get rid of an MVP quarterback, and if you're going to give him carte blanche to make all of these quarterbacking decisions every year, we literally had a collegiate quarterback system. Y'all realize that? Y'all realize that? That's how it's supposed to be in college. Because folks graduate every year. Folks graduate from college. Folks graduate from high school going to college. So you're going to get new quarterbacks in your collegiate system every year. Because people always graduating. Every year they're going to graduate. Okay. But it ain't supposed to be like that on the NFL team. It ain't.
We made a copy from 2. And you know how sometimes you make a copy of a copy, it's not quite as sharp as, well, the original. Well, that's kind of what happened. I like pizza. I like it. We're gonna need a cage.
So if you are going to give this guy the leniency that you did, when you hire a more competent head coach with all of these years of head coaching experience, coordinating experience, position coaching experience, and even playing experience, if there is any coach that deserves the opportunity for his guy to be the guy, do or die, ride or die. If there is any coach that deserves the opportunity to pick his guy, like you gave the last one the opportunity to pick his, hot dang it, Frank Reich deserves to get who he wants. Whether that's CJ, Bryce, I don't see that, or AR-15, Will Levis, Hendon Hooker, whoever Frank Reich wants, Frank Reich should get. Period. The precedent has been set. It can't be no, well, I've learned from my mistakes and I have to. No. Take your lesson into context. Don't hire who should not be in the room, but you do hire those that are competent to make the decisions. And once you hire them, you have faith in them that they're going to make the right decisions. If this guy is not competent to make the decision of who should be his quarterback, you shouldn't have hired him. So if anybody has the authority to go over his head with this quarterbacking decision, guess what, Tep? You just made another mistake. If Frank Reich wants Anthony Richardson, the pick should be Anthony Richardson. And that's the guy that we are going to live with or take our sword up to the hill and die with. Let me tell you something. I don't follow SEC like that. So I am not pounding the table for Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, or anybody for that matter. But being that I'm an Aggie, I would love to get Hendon Hooker. I would love that. Because the whole world got to say, hey, you see how successful he is? Yeah, he went to Tennessee, but he an Aggie product. He himself, by blood, is a product of an HBCU. Facts. So, yeah, that part. But I'll just end this by saying the precedent has been set. Nobody else should have say so. This ain't even that hard. It shouldn't even be that hard. Shouldn't be a shouldn't be a Scott Fitterer decision. Shouldn't be a Dave Tepper decision. Shouldn't be a Nicole Tepper decision. You got a competent coach in the room that has confidence in his ability to mold whoever he picks. The choice should be his. I'm about to finish this food, get on up out of here. Keep pounding. Peace and God bless. Frank Reich deserves the chance to go and pick his own guy. And if he don't, Dave Tepper, hot damn you ain't right, man, rude a fool. Had a quarterback carousel, couldn't decide. Frank Reich deserves. Frank Reich deserves. Frank Reich deserves. Frank Reich deserves to pick his own guy, Matt Rule, the fool. Had a quarterback carousel, couldn't decide. Frank Reich deserves the chance to go pick his own guy, and if he don't, they differ high. Damn, you a hypocrite. That's right, I said it.
Hypocrite. Wait. I bet y'all ain't got a problem with married, say, secretary or dancery. Do y'all know what a secretary or a dancery is? Because I know it ain't in the English dictionary. So go ahead and add hypocrite to the same dictionary you add her to. Y'all better keep pounding, leave me alone. I'm gonna get it. Y'all keep pounding though. All right. Peace.